Welcome, my friends, to Recovery with Patrick. I'm glad you're with us today. So, let's talk a little bit about hope. I think hope is one of the most important things that we can have. Hope that things will get better. Hope that all the hard work I'm doing now will pay off. Hope, right? But I just did a short on this very powerful description of hope. I always call it hope is a fighter, right? And when we talk about hope, one of the things it talks about is hope is this delicate thing made of whispers and spider webs, right? We speak of hope as a wish. I hope things will get better. Well, I hope this works out, right? You could put the word wish in there, right? I wish this would work out. I wish things would get better. We can make hope happen, right? Hope is a belief and a faith that things are going to get better, right? Now that takes courage, right? In spite of all the evidence to the contrary in our lives, where we have failed and fallen down and not been successful, to have hope is a rare and precious thing, and it really is. So, how do I develop hope? Where do I get hope from? So, one of the first things that we can do is service work, right? Again, I talk about this a lot. Gets me out of here. If I'm extending my hand, what do you need from me? How can I help? How can I help you be successful? It gets me out of here. Volunteer. A pet shelter, a homeless shelter, do for others, right? It's one of the things, along with gratitude and everything else, but service work is a big one. Speaking of gratitude, make a gratitude list. I think this is really important because when things are hard, things are challenging, things are difficult, right? For me, what I do is I double down on gratitude. So I have a little one of those little notepads that fits in my pocket here. I'll fill it up and then I'll fill it up again, right? I don't even count how many it is, 15, 20, 30 if I need it, right? Things that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for, and I try to be grateful for things that we don't think about until we don't have them, right? Like a toilet that works, hot water, shoes that don't have holes in the bottom, right? I've got food in my fridge, right? Cans in my pantry, right? I've got bread. I've got supper tonight. So these are things to be grateful for. And I think gratitude, and again, I say this a lot, but it's the truth. It helps me live from a place of abundance rather than a place of scarcity, what I don't have, right? So gratitude is the big one. Self-care, right? It might seem indulgent. It might seem a lot of people have trouble with self-care, and I think in this society, one of the things is if you're not being productive, if I'm not doing something, if I'm not making something, I'm a sloth. I'm lazy. I'm a no account, right? Self care and rest are vital aspects to our recovery, especially rest, right? I can't be expected to do hard things and be successful at them if I'm tired, right? In my case, if I get tired, if I need a nap, man, I'll take a nap. I'll take an old guy nap. You know, what's the old meme, right? Dear naps, I'm sorry I was such a jerk to you when I was a kid, right? I love that. But it's about taking time for yourself and resting. If I don't get enough rest, before you know it, I'm telling the damn kids to turn that music down and get the hell off my lawn, right? Not really, not really. I love to hear the sounds of kids playing and running across my yard. It's awesome. So, gratitude and self care. So, connect with recovery. You can probably hear my little kitty hollering at me. She thinks it's time to be up here in my lap, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to finish this because I think this is a really important topic. So connect with recovery groups. If you want hope and you want some faith and belief that this works, that you can be successful in recovery, I think one of the best things we can do is be around other people who have been successful. How did you do it? Right? What did you do? What was the biggest thing, biggest challenge that you had, right? I ask these questions all the time. I've been around a long time and I try to learn something every single group I go to. So I want to remain teachable and coachable. Sorry, I'm getting a little off track here, but we're talking about hope. And it's not indulgent, but self-care. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Let me give you an example of self-care. This works every time. If let's say you've had a tough day, we've all had them, right? You get home and you've gotten changed, and you're having a hard time turning the day off. Try this. Okay? So if you have a tub, run the tub, hot water, right? You have candles, scented oils, break them out. And I don't have scented oils, but I do have incense. I love sandalwood, right? So I'll burn some incense, run the water about as hot as you can stand it, right? But before you get in the tub, strip the bed, clean fresh sheets, a pair of fresh, crisp jammies. If you sleep in jammies, I do. Maybe that's too much information, but clean, fresh jammies, sheets, pillowcases, all fresh, just washed, clean, and sit in the bathtub and wait until the water starts cooling off. One of those baths, right, where it cools off, you run about half the water out, fill it back up with hot water, turn yourself into a prune. You've got candles going, you've got incense going, maybe you've got some quiet, soft music, some soft jazz, whatever works for you, right? Get out, towel off, put on those clean, fresh jammies, climb into that bed with clean, fresh sheets, crisp sheets. If you don't get the best night's sleep you've ever had, give me a call. Let me know why it didn't work for you. I'll give you something else to try. But this is an example of self-care. Now, this topic today was on hope, but hope encompasses a lot of things. I started out talking about belief and faith that things will get better. And that's part of the reason we go to meetings, is to believe that I can be successful, just like the old timers, those crusty, salty old guys and gals, right? I love them, and they've been around long enough, they don't pull their punches. So go to meetings, take care of yourself, do a gratitude list, engage in active self-care, and be regular with it. It's not something that's indulgent, or you're not self-absorbed. You're taking care of yourself. Think about a battery, right? I don't leave my batteries in my motorcycles all winter. Not usually. I take them out. I charge them up down in the basement where it's nice and warm. And when I need them, they're ready to go. You're kind of like that battery. Recharge that battery. And so when you need the energy, when you need hope, right, it'll be there for you. So always remember, be good to you. Take care of yourselves. Be kind, patient, and gentle with yourself. And mind how you talk to yourself. Be kind and patient to yourself. Talk to yourself like you would a good friend. Wouldn't say it to a friend, don't say it to yourself. All my best friends and my brothers and sisters, and I will see you soon. Oh, subscribe and like if you like our content. And if you have any suggestions about content you'd like to see, drop us a line. We're happy to help out where we can. All my best. And I can't quit talking. You can do this. I believe in you. You can do this. All right? See you soon.